Now this is the new Oppo Reno 12F 5G, the newest in the Oppo Reno series. Launched this year, around a month plus ago. And if this phone was launched nearly a year ago, the biggest standout feature would have been, new features would be on the cameras. But in this case, it's 2024, and the biggest upgrade in phones is AI. And for a mid-range phone, this phone is really packed with AI features. I've spent a month plus with this phone, and here are my standout features for this Oppo Reno 12F 5G. On how the phone looks, I always want to give a user experience feel, because if you touch a phone, you always feel, is it quality? Is it premium? For this particular phone, I don't know what exactly it's made of out of this and everything, but it really feels, premium in my hand. There's none of that, plastic feel. It's really, really premium for a phone. And on the display, it has a 6.7-inch, display, which is, big enough, as good as one of the best phones on the market. And on the use case, particularly on the screen, it goes so bright in a way. The phone that I use, which is a very good phone, I'd rather use this watching YouTube channels because of the brightness on this thing. And then something else is on the refresh rate. So on the refresh rate, I always use games to, determine if this phone is good or bad. For this particular one, it's really fast. I don't know if it's just new, but this phone has not, lagged at any point. I think it's because of the 120 Hz refresh rate. Now, my favorite feature for this phone is the cameras. And let me just say something about my experience with this phone. And I'll recommend while I say my experience. So if you're a person who is buying a phone to, take good pictures randomly in your life, and just, document your life randomly and use it for maybe social media, Instagram, stuff like those, this is the perfect phone for particularly photos, If you're a video person and you're trying to, just create your own videos, this is also a perfect phone. But now when it goes to, a videographer, a person who is shooting video content, for social media, this phone would need maybe accessories, maybe like a tripod, because perfect photos, perfect videos. My only problem is the interior, the balance there's a little shake on the videos. And so interior balance for this phone is not, as good as some of those good video camera phones. So for a creator, this has to be rigged with maybe like a stand, something that can, absorb the shock. And the reason why this phone has really good pictures and videos is because it is packed with a 50 megapixel wide camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and another 2 megapixel there. And of course, the most interesting one, that's why I'm recommending this for a day-to-day, taking photos randomly for a person who documents their life, is the selfie camera has up to 32 megapixels. Now, on my almost favorite feature for this phone is the AI features. And the reason why it's almost favorite is not compared to other features on the other high-end phones, is because on a mid-range phone, this phone has really packed AI features. And so the first one I want to talk about is the common one, which is the AI eraser, where you take photos, there's a photo boom there, you have to erase. On my use case experience is, if that person you want to erase has a plain background, it's easier. But if there is something, it's a busier background, it's quite hard for AI to, execute that, because how does it replace the details? That's one. Another one is the AI studio. Pretty interesting. You can turn one of your pictures into like a superhero, which is really nice, and many other things in that studio. Another thing which is really interesting, is the AI link boost, where when you go into, crowded places or a lift, there is usually, a questionable network connection. For this one, it tries and support you even without connection, so that you don't lose out on the phone or the connectivity. On the launch, they did a very nice description of that AI link boost, where the guy didn't have connection, or simply, no connection, and they could make a phone call. So I think for a mid-range phone, these AI features really stand out. Now, who do I recommend this Oppo Reno 12F 5G for? First of all, if you want a phone that will last longer, more than 2-3 years, this is one of those. I always recommend Oppo phones for that, because they last longer. And it's obvious because, as I said earlier, it doesn't feel plasticky, that cheap. It really feels premium. That's one. And for a person who is creating content also, this would be a really good phone because of the, it's a portrait beast, first of all, for your social medias. And also for video, it's really good, but I recommend that you rig it. Just get something like a stand for it, or something that you can hold, a gimbal or something, so that it can help you, especially for video, with that interior balance. And then finally, for the AI features on this phone, I think my recommendation to get this phone is that even though the AI features on this phone can be found on other third-party websites, the thing about this phone is that it gives you those features for free, because those other websites would want you to log in and give your data. And so this phone is like, you know, your protection for data. It's like, I'm giving you this for free instead of you going to another website to, you know, log in, give your data. So this is like your data protector. My name is Kelly. That's your gadget review.